Welcome to the BCFC Coaches Show and a special playoff edition. Each of the 4 teams are making final preparations as 2 BCFC Semi-Finals are set for this weekend. On Saturday, the number 2 seeded Vancouver Island Raiders will host the number 3 seeded South Surrey Rams. Then on Thanksgiving Sunday, the top seeded Okanagan Sun will host the 4th seeded Victoria Rebels. In their first 2 meetings of the year, the 9-1 Raiders outscored the Rams 77-21 and doubled the Rams in total offensive yards. These 2 teams met last season in the Cullen Cup final, but a lot has changed in the past 12 months. Raiders head coach Matt Blocker tells us how his team is feeling heading into the postseason as the 2nd seed.
We feel great. I mean, we're as healthy as we've ever been, and the excitement's here. It's this time of year, and once again, we're in the playoffs, and that's what counts the most, and we get set for a semifinal.
A number of Raiders were just named as League All-Stars. What does that mean to you?
It's great. It's, personal accomplishments, and, I'm proud of all those guys, and I'm proud of the guys that, that didn't get All-Stars that maybe should have, and that kind of stuff. But to tell you the truth, I'm glad it's over with, and let's chuck that stuff away and start focusing on what matters the most.
Well, one more question before we chuck that away. Jordan Botel wins the rushing title. Has he run out of the shadow of Andrew Harris?
I think that's for everybody else to answer that. We already knew what that was going to be this year, and the one thing I'm really proud of, Ryan, about our team is last year we were the first team to break 5,000 yards, in CJFL history for an offense, and this year we broke last year's records, and it just goes to show that I thought our coaching staff did a great job, and our offensive players adapted to the talent in hand, and they did a great job. So it's about a team effort. And it doesn't matter how great that individual is.
Well, let's look at your opponent for the semifinal. You're 2-0 against the Rams this season. Do you feel pretty confident in your chances?
Well, we feel pretty confident in the fact that we're going to go out and perform well and play hard. And in playoff football, you can't get too overconfident and you can't get too hyped. And you got to play it play by play and disciplined. And that's the key for us. And if we feel we do that and play with the effort that we have the last few games, then we got a good chance to win.
What's the key?
Well, the key to the game for us, 100%, is we got to take away the big play. We got to make the Surrey, Rams go up and down the field and beat us that way. We can't just give up one play and next thing you know, 7 points are on the board. And they have that capability, and we feel if we do that, keep them in chat, make them work, then our defense, is going to make some plays. And that's a huge thing, and if we give our offense more chances to score, then puts us in a great position. But definitely 100%, we got to watch the big play on offense and on special teams.
The South Surrey Rams finished the regular season at 500 with a 5-5 record and locked down the 3rd seed. Head coach Chris Butchler talks about being back in the postseason.
We're in the playoffs. It's okay.
How about the health of your club?
We'll have 40. So I guess that's a plus.
Is it the 40 guys you want to have, or do you have to add some because of injury?
We are adding some because of injury.
What do you need to stop for a chance to beat the Raiders?
I don't know. I mean, they're just really proficient in every aspect of the game. They don't make a lot of mistakes. So it just comes down to maybe they make a mistake or two and we're able to capitalize. I don't know if you can stop them. I think Okanagan did a little bit early, but then the second game they rushed for, I think, like 300 yards. So I don't know. I mean, they've got the best quarterback in the league. They've got the best running back in the league. Collectively, I think they have the best O-line in the league. Very difficult to stop them offensively. And defensively, they're just gifted kids. They can stand and play cover one and go toe-to-toe with you, and they run their schemes, and they don't make mistakes.
It's a rematch of last season's BC final. Is there a little payback on your mind and some of the players that were here last year?
We don't have any of those guys back. We just don't have, we have maybe 5 kids back from that team.
Right.
6 kids back that were on that final 40. We lost everybody. Try to replace them, but they're not the same kids.
Okay, and what's the key for the Rams?
Try and stay with them early. Don't let them blow us out. They've done that a lot when we played over there in the playoff games in the quarterfinals. Maybe, like I said, maybe be like a little brother, just hang around, be a pain in the butt, and who knows what can happen. But again, not make mistakes because they won't. They're well coached. They don't make mistakes, and they win football games because they're in the right spots and they make the right plays. On
Sunday, the top-seeded 9-1 Okanagan Sun will host the 4th-seeded Victoria Rebels. It's the 12th time these two teams have met in the playoffs, with the Sun holding a 10-1 record. It's also the 3rd consecutive week these two teams have met. Sun head coach and BCFC Coach of the Year, Pete McCall, is relieved his club was able to clinch home field advantage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're really excited about that, to be playing on our turf this weekend, to be able to sleep in our own beds and get up and walk down the park. I mean, that's what we were shooting for all year, and that's where we're at, and we're pretty excited about that.
How's the team feeling being the number 1 team going into the playoffs?
Well, I think that's, it's a great confidence thing for us. We know that control of our destiny, and that we have the home crowd behind us, and that, it's much easier than having to do that horrendous trip there to the coast, over onto the island, and you have to miss a day of practice and sleep in a foreign bed and do all the other things you do on the road. So it's a much better place for us to be in the Apple Bowl.
Yeah, the Victoria Rebels for the third straight week. Do you still have some things you haven't shown them yet?
Yeah, we have still got tricks in the bag. I don't know if they're going to come out this weekend, but we're going to try to play vanilla and just do the best we can with the athletes we have, and try to save some things for down the road if we get those opportunities.
Guys are banged up, especially heading into the playoffs after 10 rough games. What are the status on Dan Turek and Tori Tarkon?
Well, they're both out here tonight getting reps, and they look like they're on the mend, and they'll be ready for this weekend.
How do you keep your guys not looking past Victoria and a potential showdown with the Raiders in the BC final?
Well, I'm a broken record. I talk about just today, and just being in the moment and taking it one day at a time, and that's the way we look at everything. Tonight is, it's a microcosm of the whole year, and you just got to focus on today, and keep your eyes on what you're doing, and those days will come. Let's just take care of today.
The 4-6 Victoria Rebels are making their second consecutive appearance in the postseason. They will make the long trip to Kelowna on Saturday and are feeling the effects of a long, grueling season, as head coach John Cartalicchia explains the health of his football team.
Oh, not too bad. I mean, Cat's questionable for this weekend, but he's taking some reps tonight, so we're hoping that he'll be all right to go.
You face the Sun for the third straight game. Does that give you a good idea of what they run?
Oh, yeah. If you don't know what they run by now, you shouldn't be in this business. I don't think either team's going to fool each other too much. We know the playbook probably as well as they do, and vice versa.
What have you learned in the last 2 weeks?
We learned that we've got to play 60 minutes of football. I mean, we play with them pretty good, and then we gave them 28 points in the second quarter, and we did that a couple weeks in a row. If we can just string together 60 minutes of consistent ball, not give up the big play, I'm sure that we could, make it a close game and hopefully get it done this weekend.
And how's it feel as a coaching staff and a team to be back in the playoffs for the second year in a row?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, playoffs are an opportunity, and that's all we're looking for here is an opportunity to do something special down the stretch. And we've been, kind of week 5 after the Raiders game, we knew that we'd be, battling for a playoff spot. So to get one now that we have one, it's what are we going to do with it? So working hard this week, and we're going to go put our very best game on the field on Sunday, I hope.
It's the 2010 postseason this weekend, as 4 teams will become 2 as the chase for the Cullen Cup really heats up. Happy Thanksgiving and happy playoffs. Until next time, I'm Ryan Waters.